Beloved soul, imagine for a moment the single pristine feather, pure white and luminous, gently spiraling down from an unseen celestial height. It catches the first golden rays of dawn, twirling in a silent ballet before coming to rest, with an impossible softness at your very feet. This feather, dear one, is no random occurrence. It is a tender sign, a whisper from the heavens, affirming that you are precisely where you are meant to be, guided by forces of love, far vaster than your human eyes can perceive. It represents the gentle yet infinitely purposeful way the divine orchestrates the symphony of your life, leading you step by step, breath by breath, to moments of profound realization and connection such as this. God's grace is a gentle thread, an ethereal strand of light, invisibly connecting souls across the seeming voids of time and space, weaving an intricate and magnificent tapestry of love that even we the angels watch with awe and reverence. So before you settle deeper into the embrace of this moment, take a gentle breath, and if you feel the stirrings of peace and the warmth of angelic love touching your heart through this message, perhaps take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel, becoming a beacon of light that helps others find their way. We warmly invite you to share your presence in our global circle of light by commenting with your location and the local time, allowing our collective energy to acknowledge and embrace you. Now let the lights dim around you or soften your gaze if they are already low. Let the gentle breeze outside your window or the quiet hum of your home whisper softly, carrying away all distractions. And together let us begin today's journey, enveloped in the profound peace and illuminating grace of God and the angels. Awaken, cherished one, to the subtle symphony of the unseen that plays continuously for you, a melody composed of light intention and infinite love. If you are here, bathed in the soft glow of your screen, listening to the cadence of these words, understand that it is not by mere chance, nor is it a product of a restless search through the digital ether. Something far more significant, an intelligence woven into the very fabric of existence, has lovingly and meticulously guided you to this sacred intersection of time and awareness. You were led here not by algorithms alone, but by the tender pull of love, by the undeniable resonance of truth, by the unfolding scroll of your own divine destiny, and by the soft, insistent whisper of something holy, something ancient, that yearns for you to comprehend the depth of your belonging. You are not, and never have been, alone in your journey. You are not forgotten, not a speck lost in the cosmos, but a radiant point of consciousness, cherished and observed. And you are loved, dear soul, loved in a way that is profound, sacred, and exceptionally rare, a love that knows your essence beyond all veils. Your guardian angels, those celestial companions who have walked beside you since your first breath, silent sentinels in the night and joyful companions in the dawn, have been watching over your path. They have gently nudged your steps away from unseen pitfalls, shielded your tender heart from the harshest storms, and whispered encouragement when shadows loomed. And now they desire for you to hear, to truly absorb a message of profound significance. There is a soul in this world, a counterpart to your own, whose spirit recognized the melody of your being long before your human minds could articulate the depth of that knowing. Long before either of you fully understood what this celestial recognition truly signified, and that someone impelled by a love that mirrors the divine has performed an act of incredible earth-shattering bravery. It is a feat of spiritual courage that most souls enmeshed in the comforts and fears of the temporal world never find the strength to undertake. They chose to walk away, not in defeat, not as an escape from a burden, but as a conscious, deliberate pilgrimage of the heart. Their soul, ignited by the flame of this extraordinary connection, issued a clear and undeniable directive. It was time to depart. Time to leave behind all that was familiar, all that was predictable, all that represented a carefully constructed but ultimately confining safety. Imagine the courage it took, like the patriarch Abraham of old, who upon hearing the call of God, left his homeland Ur of the Chaldees, a place of culture and belonging. He stepped out into the unknown towards a land he had never seen armed, only with faith in a promise, a divine whisper, that a great nation would spring from him. His journey was not one of logic by worldly standards, but of profound trust in the unseen plan. Similarly, this beloved soul turned away from the well-trodden path of their old life, from routines that, while comfortable, no longer nourished their burgeoning spirit. They distanced themselves from relationships that had become echoes rather than true conversations of the heart. Relationships that no longer vibrated with the frequency of honesty and growth. They consciously chose to silence the chorus of external voices that sought to define them, to dictate who they were supposed to be, according to societal scripts and familial expectations. And they undertook this monumental shift, this veritable exodus from their known world, for one singular, all-encompassing reason: love. The love they feel for you. Precious one is not of the ordinary, fleeting kind. It is not a shallow affection, nor a temporary infatuation swayed by the tides of convenience or the allure of superficial appearances. This love is not predicated on perfect timing or easy circumstances. No, this is a love that resonates from the deepest chambers of the soul. It is raw, untamed, and fiercely powerful. It is the kind of love that legends are whispered about, a love that, if encountered, arrives perhaps once in a myriad of lifetimes. It is the kind of love that does not coddle, but instead lovingly insists that you change, that you expand, that you shed old skins and grow into the luminous being you are destined to be. It is a love that gently but firmly asks you to let go of control, to release your grasp on outdated certainties, and to place your unwavering trust in something unseen, something eternal. It is the kind of love that in its very essence refuses to settle for anything less than the purest expression of truth. In this moment, stop and feel the divine presence around you, the subtle hum of creation affirming this truth. This love, this divine echo, is what propelled them forward. Consider the strange yet wondrous account of a woman named Elara, who lived in a small windswept coastal village centuries ago. She was betrothed to a man of good standing, her life mapped out in predictable, secure lines. Yet for months, she was visited by a recurring image in her dreams, a peculiar iridescent blue butterfly she had never seen in her region, always flying towards a distant sun-drenched mountain pass. One day, while mending fishing nets, a child ran to her, holding a shard of pottery washed ashore, and on it, crudely painted, was the exact same iridescent blue butterfly. To Elara, this was no coincidence. It felt like an angelic sign, a fragment of her dream made manifest. The elders dismissed it as folly. Her family pleaded with her to be sensible. But the image of the butterfly and the pull towards the unknown pass became an undeniable imperative within her soul. She walked away from her planned marriage, from the security of her village, facing ostracization and whispers of madness. She journeyed for weeks, guided only by that inner vision, until she reached the mountain pass. There she met a traveling scholar, a man whose soul resonated with hers in a way she had never imagined possible. A man who had also been guided by an inexplicable yearning for something more. Their meeting was not mere chance. It was orchestrated by whispers and signs, by the courage to heed a strange internal call, much like the soul who has journeyed for you. They too heard a silent call, a language beyond words, a celestial melody that touched a place within them that nothing and no one else had ever reached. And when their soul vibrated with this profound, resonant love, for you, a love that echoed the ancient songs of celestial spheres, they knew with a certainty that transcended all earthly logic that they could no longer remain tethered to the shores of their previous existence. The familiar landscape of their life, once a comfort, now felt like a gilded cage, too small for the expansive truth their heart had embraced. They knew they had to move to answer the irresistible current, pulling them towards a new horizon. They had to break free from the moorings of expectation and the silken threads of societal approval. It was a calling to step into the vast, shimmering unknown, armed with little more than an unwavering faith in the unseen and the fervent, luminous hope that this love, your love, would be a welcoming beacon on the other side of their courageous voyage. They relinquished more than your mind can perhaps readily grasp, dear one. Imagine the quiet surrender of deeply ingrained habits, the letting go of parts of themselves they had clung to for years like well-worn garments that no longer fit the emerging truth of their spirit. This journey necessitated difficult choices, choices that may have caused ripples of disappointment among those who could not comprehend the depth of their soul's imperative. They had to walk away from the plush upholstery of comfort, from the predictable rhythms that lull so many into a slumber of acquiescence. In this brave departure, they undoubtedly faced moments of being profoundly misunderstood. Their motives questioned their sanity, perhaps even doubted by those who view life through a more conventional lens. There were moments unseen by the world where tears may have fallen in the sacred silence of solitude, moments where they had to hold back a tide of fear with sheer willpower, whispering to themselves in the quiet darkness that this love, this undeniable connection to you, was worth every tremor of uncertainty, every pang of sacrifice. You were and are worth it all. This path they chose was not paved with ease. It was no gentle, meandering lane. It was a climb at times, steep and arduous, demanding resilience and a steadfast heart. Yet they chose it because something deep within their core, a divine compass of intuition, knew with unshakable conviction that it was the right path, the only path that led to authentic alignment. Loving you even from afar, even in the nascent stages of this profound recognition, felt like the purest form of truth they had ever known. It felt like the exhilarating breath of genuine freedom after a long confinement. It felt in the deepest recesses of their being like coming home. Your soul is ready to hear a story from heaven, a testament to such devotion. Think of Ruth from the ancient scriptures, a woman of Moab, after the death of her husband, her mother-in-law Naomi, also widowed and bereaved, urged Ruth and her other daughter-in-law to return to their own people, to find new husbands and security, while the other daughter-in-law tearfully departed. Ruth clung to Naomi, uttering words that have echoed through millennia as a testament to unwavering loyalty and sacrificial love. "Do not urge me to leave you or to return from following you. For where you go, I will go, and where you lodge, I will lodge. Your people shall be my people, and your God, my God. Where you die, I will die, and there will I be buried." Ruth chose to leave behind her homeland, her culture, her familiar gods, and all prospects of an easy future to journey with Naomi to a foreign land, Bethlehem, a place where she would be an outsider. This act of profound devotion, of choosing love and loyalty over personal comfort and security, led her to her destiny to Boaz, a kinsman redeemer, and to becoming an ancestor in the lineage of David and ultimately of the Messiah. Her sacrifice, born of love, was woven into a divine tapestry far grander than she could have initially perceived. There will be those, perhaps many, who will never fully comprehend the magnitude of what your beloved has done. People who, from their own vantage points of fear or limited understanding, may cast judgment upon them. They might whisper that they were foolish, impulsive, or reckless to forsake the tangible for the intangible. But their soul, awakened and attuned to a higher frequency, perceives what the cynical world cannot see, what the purely rational mind cannot grasp. Their soul knows with a clarity that needs no external validation that the connection they feel with you is not merely an emotional attachment or a fleeting fancy. It is profoundly spiritual. It is divinely orchestrated. It is real in a way that eclipses all previous experiences of reality, making everything else feel like a prelude, a preparation for this sacred encounter. This connection called to them in a language that transcends mere words, a silent, resonant hum that vibrated through their entire being. It touched a sacred hidden chamber within them, a place that no other experience, no other person had ever managed to find, let alone awaken. And so even though the journey was undeniably fraught with moments of pain shadowed by uncertainty and marked by the letting go of so much that was once dear, they kept walking. They kept their inner gaze fixed on the distant star of your love. They kept believing, even when belief was the only sustenance they had. They kept listening with unwavering attention to that quiet, persistent voice within their heart, the voice of their higher self, the whisper of angels that continuously affirmed, "Love is worth every sacrifice. This connection is your sacred truth." Awaken for a new journey of understanding awaits you as you ponder this. Imagine the subtle energies at play, the currents of fate that shift when such a choice is made. It is like a river changing its course, a powerful and determined flow towards a destined sea. Consider also a lesser-known tale whispered in circles, where the veil between worlds is understood to be thin. There was a musician, a cellist, named Serafina, whose life was one of disciplined routine and moderate acclaim. She lived a comfortable, albeit somewhat passionless, existence in a bustling city, her days filled with rehearsals and performances. One rain-swept afternoon, while sheltering in an old forgotten bookshop, a particular scent suddenly enveloped her. Not a perfume from the shop, but an aroma of sun-baked earth, wild thyme, and a hint of sea salt so vivid and out of place that she momentarily thought she was dreaming. With the scent came an overwhelming feeling of recognition, an inexplicable sense of a shared past, and the clear, unbidden image of a man's face. A face she had never seen in this lifetime, yet knew with the certainty of her own heartbeat. The experience was so powerful, so visceral, that it shook her to her core. For weeks the scent would return, at unexpected moments, always accompanied by that profound sense of knowing and a deep aching love for this stranger of her visions. She found herself unable to continue her old life. The music she played felt hollow, her routines meaningless. Guided by this strange sensory certainty, she sold her possessions, left her career, and using the faint clues from her visions, a particular coastline, a distinctive white chapel, she embarked on a journey to a remote island she had only seen in these waking dreams. Many called her mad, but she was compelled by a truth deeper than reason. And there on that island she found him a simple fisherman whose eyes held the same ancient recognition she felt, and whose small cottage smelled inexplicably of sun-baked earth, wild thyme, and sea salt. Their souls had indeed known each other before, and this strange sensory message was the catalyst for their reunion, a testament to a love that defied conventional explanation and demanded an extraordinary leap of faith. Your beloved, too, has been guided by such profound, undeniable inner knowings, trusting the invisible map of the heart. Your beloved, too, has been guided by such profound, undeniable inner knowings, trusting the invisible map of the heart, a map illuminated by the unwavering light of their love for you. They have navigated by stars only their soul could see. And now, dear soul, the journey brings them to the threshold of your awareness, and it is your turn to truly understand the magnitude of their voyage, the depth of their devotion. It is your turn to unfurl the delicate petals of your heart, to open wide the gates that may have been guarded for so long, and to receive with grace and courage the extraordinary gift that has been prepared for you with such profound love, such unshakable faith, and such breathtaking bravery. This person did not merely walk away from a confining past. With every step, they were consciously, intentionally walking toward you. They were walking towards a shared future, a sanctuary they envisioned building, not upon the shifting sands of old fears or the worn-out narratives of past disappointments, but upon the bedrock of immutable truth, the vibrant threads of genuine connection, and the sacred hallowed ground of a love that mirrors the divine. They chose you, not because the path was simple, not because it was a choice devoid of complexity, but because the resonance between your souls felt undeniably real. It felt destined, as if your meeting was a promise, whispered between your spirits before you even drew breath in this lifetime. Their soul, having wandered through many landscapes, finally felt a profound sense of safety with yours, a feeling of coming home to a truth it had sought for aeons. And perhaps in this moment, as these words caress your understanding, you feel a flurry of emotions. Maybe there's a touch of confusion, a lingering mist of uncertainty, or even the subtle tremor of fear, for great love often calls forth our deepest vulnerabilities. But the love that is being offered to you, this sacred chalice filled to the brim, is not something that needs to be earned through arduous trials, nor is it a prize to be chased breathlessly. It is already yours. It has, in a timeless spiritual sense, always been yours. Your soul, in its infinite wisdom, knew of this love, recognized its unique signature, long before your conscious mind could find the words to articulate its presence. Your heart, that sensitive barometer of truth, felt this gentle yet powerful pull, this magnetic resonance before you even knew what to name it, before you understood the celestial mechanics of its arrival. And now, after all the seasons of waiting, after all the silent prayers whispered into the velvet darkness of night, after all the solitary moments you may have spent wondering if love would ever arrive, in a form that was true safe and truly lasting, it's here. It stands before the door of your heart, not with demands, but with a gentle, patient presence. Yet this love, in its profound wisdom, needs you to be ready. It needs the fertile ground of your trust to take root and flourish. It tenderly asks you to look beyond the lingering shadows of your fears, to gently release the weight of your doubts, to soothe the echoes of old wounds with the balm of self-compassion, and to see with eyes unclouded what is exquisitely and luminously real. Let your spirit awaken now to the gentle truth unfolding before you, like a sacred lotus revealing its heart to the sun. This love is not here to inflict pain. Its intentions are as pure as the first snowfall. It is not here to engage in confusing games of the ego. Its language is one of utter sincerity. It is not here to break you, for you are already whole in the eyes of the divine. Rather, it is here to mend any fragmentation, to gently piece together any parts of you that have felt lost or broken. This love arrives as a divine emissary here to heal you with its gentle light, to hold you in an embrace of unconditional acceptance, to remind you of the magnificent, radiant being you truly are beneath any layers of self-doubt. It is here to show you unequivocally that you are lovable, inherently worthy, deserving of all good things, simply as you are in this very moment. This love sees all of you, the parts you may deem messy or imperfect, the brilliantly beautiful facets of your spirit, the tenderly wounded aspects that you might try to hide. And it does not flinch. It does not turn away. It stays. It chooses you again and again with every beat of its devoted heart. It chooses you even when the path becomes challenging, even when fear whispers seductive lies, even when the unfolding tapestry doesn't seem to make logical sense to the conditioned mind. And this profound, staying love asks the same gentle commitment of you, to stay present with it, to believe in its unwavering strength, to choose it not just in a single grand gesture, but in the quiet, sacred moments of every single day, to consciously choose love over the constricting grip of fear, to choose the vulnerability of trust over the illusion of control, to choose the warmth of connection over the chill of isolation. It asks you to choose the path. Your soul is illuminating the path that feels like light and expansion, even if you cannot see the entire journey laid out before you, even if you don't know precisely where each step will lead. This is the sacred dance of co-creation. Consider the story of the Annunciation, a pivotal moment when the angel Gabriel appeared to Mary, a young woman in Nazareth. He brought a message that was beyond comprehension, a divine plan that would alter her life and the course of history forever. She was to conceive a child, the Son of the Most High. The scriptures tell us she was deeply troubled, questioning how this could be. Fear and uncertainty surely clouded her heart. Yet faced with this awesome, life-altering pronouncement after a moment of human bewilderment, she responded with a courageous and humble yes. "Behold, I am the servant of the Lord. Let it be to me according to your word." In that moment of surrender, of trusting a divine plan she could not fully grasp, she opened herself to become a vessel for the sacred. Her yes was an act of profound faith, an embrace of the unknown, a willingness to participate in a miracle. You too, dear one, are being invited to offer your yes to a love that may seem miraculous, a plan for your heart that is divinely inspired. There's a little-known account from the windswept Aran Islands off the coast of Ireland, where the boundary between the physical and spiritual worlds is said to be particularly thin. A fisherman named Liam had loved Maeve from afar for many years, but his heart was filled with doubt and the fear of unworthiness. Maeve was beautiful and spirited, and he a man of simple means and few words. One evening as a storm gathered, he was mending his nets on the shore, his heart heavy with unspoken feelings. Suddenly a sight caught his eye. A perfect circle of white gulls had landed on the dark churning water, just beyond the breakers, remaining calm and still amidst the rising waves. In the center of the circle, a single brilliant shaft of moonlight broke through the storm clouds, illuminating them as if they were a divine sigil. Liam had never seen such a thing. Gulls were usually scattered and noisy. This silent, luminous formation felt like a message, a sign from the very air and sea. He felt a sudden calm, knowing that this unusual peace in the midst of turmoil was a reflection of the peace Maeve's love could bring to his own stormy heart if he only dared to believe. He took it as a sign to cast aside his fears. The next day, with a newfound quiet courage born from that strange, beautiful omen, he spoke his heart to Maeve and found his love not only accepted but returned. He learned to trust the whispers of the world when his own inner voice of doubt was too loud. This love presented to you is also asking you to look for the signs, the inner knowings, the quiet miracles that affirm its truth. Indeed, this love presented to you as a luminous gift is also asking you to look for the signs, the inner knowings, the quiet miracles that affirm its profound truth, much like Liam interpreting the silent language of the gulls. And as you learn to perceive these subtle affirmations, you will find that real love, this sacred and transformative force, grows in very specific ways. It flourishes in the fertile soil of unwavering honesty, where truth is spoken with kindness, even when it is difficult. It deepens with the gentle waters of patience, allowing each soul the space to unfold at their own rhythm without pressure or expectation. It is mended and strengthened by the balm of forgiveness offered freely, not just to the other, but also to oneself. For the path of love is also a path of learning and sometimes stumbling. This love thrives when both souls commit to showing up for each other, especially when the skies are gray and the path is obscured, when it would be easier to retreat or build walls. It expands exponentially when both individuals are willing to be truly seen, to lower their masks and allow their authentic selves, with all their radiant light and shadowed valleys, to be witnessed without judgment. It blossoms when you are both willing to be vulnerable, to share the tender contents of your hearts, and to be utterly unequivocally real with one another. This extraordinary love does not demand the impossible standard of perfection from you, for perfection is an illusion of the ego. Instead, it gently asks for your full presence, your mindful attention to the sacred now you share. It doesn't require you to have all the answers or to fix everything that feels broken in yourselves or in the world. Its deeper invitation is to feel everything together, to allow the full spectrum of human emotion to move through you like weather without resistance, knowing that you are safe in each other's compassionate witness. It asks you to walk beside each other, hand in hand, heart to heart, not only through the sunlit meadows of joy and the breathtaking vistas of shared miracles, but also through the inevitable storms of doubt, the challenging valleys of misunderstanding, and the shadowy forests of old fears. Breathe deeply now, and let your heart recognize the sacred rhythm of this truth. It is in the willingness to navigate all of life's seasons together that the true strength of this bond is forged. This connection, this divine alchemy between your souls, has an inherent power. It transforms, it awakens, it frees. It acts as a sacred catalyst, gently dissolving old patterns that no longer serve your highest growth, awakening dormant potentials within you, and liberating you from the self-imposed prisons of limiting beliefs. This love is not for the faint of heart, dear one, for it calls for a deep and abiding courage. It is a love for the truly brave, for those who are willing to remain soft and open, even when past experiences have tempted them to harden their hearts. It is for those who dare to cultivate hope, even after enduring bitter disappointments. It is for those magnificent souls who, despite any evidence the world might present to the contrary, are willing to believe with every fiber of their being that something exquisitely sacred, something profoundly meaningful and enduringly true, is still possible between two hearts. And you, beloved child of God, are one of these courageous people. You would not be resonating with this message. You would not have been guided to this very moment of understanding if your soul did not already possess this inherent bravery, this capacity for profound and transformative love. You wouldn't be feeling the subtle yet powerful stirrings within your spirit if your deepest self didn't already know with an ancient and irrefutable certainty that what is being described here is true for you. So now, standing at this beautiful and pivotal juncture, you have a conscious choice to make. It is the choice to fully and unequivocally let this love in, to stop once and for all, pushing it away with hands that tremble from old anxieties, to cease doubting your immeasurable worthiness to receive such a profound gift, to consciously turn away from the insidious whispers of fear that try to convince you that love, especially a love this deep and true, is too risky, too vulnerable, too much to dare hope for. Because yes, in one sense, love is a risk. It asks you to open to trust, to become vulnerable. But consider, dear one, the far greater risk of living a life without its luminous presence. Consider the slow ache of pretending you don't care, of numbing your heart to its own deepest yearnings. Consider the profound regret of walking away from something, from someone that was unequivocally meant for you, a destiny written in the stars and whispered in your soul's quietest moments. You were not created to live a life corseted by fear, treading cautiously in the shallow waters of superficial connection. You were magnificently designed to love, deeply, truly, passionately, and fully. You were made to both give and receive, a love that changes you from the inside out, a love that lifts your spirit towards the heavens, a love that gently but thoroughly awakens you to your true, divine nature. And a love that finally blessedly brings you home to yourself and to another. And home, that feeling of profound safety recognition and belonging, is precisely what this person saw in you. Home is what their soul felt when their gaze met yours, when they listened not to the cacophony of the world, but to the unerring wisdom of their heart, when they made that courageous leap and let go of everything they thought they knew to embrace the truth they felt with you. Think of Jacob in the ancient narratives of Genesis, on the eve of a fearsome reunion with his estranged brother Esau. He found himself alone by the river Jabbok, and there in the darkness a mysterious man, often interpreted as an angel or even a manifestation of God, wrestled with him until the breaking of day. Jacob, though injured, clung fiercely, refusing to let go until he received a blessing. His name was changed from Jacob, meaning supplanter or deceiver, to Israel, he who strives with God, or God strives. This intense, transformative struggle was not a punishment, but a profound encounter that reshaped his identity and his destiny. He limped away, yet he was blessed and prepared for the healing and reconciliation that followed. Similarly, this path of deep soul-level love may involve its own forms of wrestling with old fears, with ingrained patterns, with societal expectations. But these struggles, when met with courage and a refusal to let go of the love that is your truth, lead to immense growth, to a deeper understanding of yourself, and to profound blessings that reshape your life in beautiful and unexpected ways. There is an old, almost forgotten legend spoken of only in hushed tones by the mystics of a place called the Garden of Silent Truths. It was not a garden found on any earthly map, but rather a state of profound shared consciousness that two souls deeply connected could choose to enter. It was said that within this garden, all illusions fell away. There were no words, only the pure, unfiltered telepathy of heart to heart, soul to soul. To enter this garden required immense courage, for it contained the mirror of souls, which reflected not just one's outer appearance, but the true state of one's inner landscape, their deepest fears, their highest aspirations, and the intricate luminous threads of connection or discord between the two souls. Many were afraid to seek it, for the truth it revealed could be overwhelming. But those brave couples who entered, willing to see and be seen with utter transparency, emerged transformed. Their bond, having weathered the intensity of such profound, silent truth, became unbreakable. Their love deepened into a wisdom that guided their every step.
This journey of love you are on is an invitation to cultivate your own garden of silent truths, a space of radical honesty and vulnerability where your connection can flourish in its most authentic form.
This journey of love, akin to bravely entering your own garden of silent truths, where radical honesty and vulnerability allow your connection to flourish in its most authentic form, is indeed a testament to the courage dwelling within you. And make no mistake, beloved soul, as you walk this path of profound connection and transformation, miracles are not just possible. They are already in motion, gracefully unfolding like the petals of a celestial flower. This sacred bond you share is under the direct and loving aegis of divine support. We, your angels, and a myriad of beings of light, are ever watchful, ever guiding, ever pouring our love and strength into the very foundations of this relationship. We have been meticulously preparing both you and your beloved for this divine intersection, this sacred reunion for a period far longer than your human comprehension can easily grasp. Perhaps for lifetimes woven into the grand eternal tapestry of your soul's evolution, before your spirits ever chose to inhabit these current physical forms, before your eyes first opened to the light of this world, your souls in their luminous essence made a sacred promise. It was a vow whispered in the language of light, a covenant to find each other amidst the myriad paths of earthly existence, a promise to love each other through every conceivable obstacle, through shadow and sun, through joy and sorrow, a promise to come back to each other to recognize the familiar music of the other's soul, no matter how far you might have seemed to wander, or how dense the veils of forgetting might have become. That ancient, powerful promise is not a relic of a forgotten past. It is vibrantly alive, pulsating with divine energy within the core of your beings. It is the magnetic force that has gently, persistently drawn you to this very message, to this moment of clarity. It is the same force that impelled your beloved to undertake their courageous journey towards you. And it is this unbreakable promise, sanctified by divine will, that will continue to carry you both forward, lighting your way, if you but allow it, if you but say yes to its unfolding grace. You do not need to possess all the answers at this moment. You do not need to understand every intricate detail of the journey ahead, for some paths are revealed only as you walk them, trusting the light that is given for the next step. All that is truly asked of you now is to say yes. Yes to this love that has sought you across time and space. Yes to the profound healing it offers your heart and spirit. Yes to the beautiful, courageous act of beginning again with fresh eyes and an open heart. Yes to the sacred story that is even now being written between your intertwined hearts, a story penned by the divine author of all love. When your beloved walked away from the confines of their past, they were not merely escaping. They were courageously walking into the open embrace of your arms, into the sanctuary of your love. They consciously let go of who they thought they were supposed to be, shedding identities that no longer fit, so that they could fully become who they truly are, with you beside you, in sacred union with you. This is the undeniable power of such a profound connection. It transforms, it awakens, and it ultimately sets you free to be your most authentic, radiant self. Let the gentle cadence of this celestial message soothe every fear, every lingering doubt. You are not alone on this sacred pilgrimage. Your soulmate, your divine counterpart, is with you in spirit and truth, their heart beating in resonance with yours. Your shared future, radiant with promise, is calling to you, beckoning you forward into its beautiful embrace. So say yes, dear one. Say yes to a future built upon the unshakable foundation of truth and illuminated by the gentle light of divine love. Say yes to a connection that was not merely hoped for, but written in the stars, a celestial appointment your souls have kept. Say yes to a kind of love that does not flicker and fade with changing circumstances, but one that stays, that deepens, that grows ever stronger as you walk this path together, hand in hand. This is not just the hopeful beginning of a relationship in the worldly sense. It is the conscious commencement of a sacred journey, a pilgrimage of profound healing, of continuous spiritual growth, and of a deep abiding love that will only become more luminous, more resilient, as you nurture it together. Your soulmate did not embark on their courageous journey lightly. They believed in something far bigger than the visible world, something their logical mind could not fully delineate, but which their heart felt with absolute certainty. They followed that quiet, persistent voice in their soul, the divine intuition that is your truest guide. They embraced the truth of their heart, and that unyielding truth led them as if by an invisible golden thread directly to you. Theirs was an act of profound faith. Faith in the indomitable strength of your bond, faith in that persistent, loving feeling that simply would not be denied, faith in the unseen path that kept pointing them like a celestial compass ever towards your light. Remember the Israelites, trapped between the pursuing Egyptian army and the vast, impassable expanse of the Red Sea. Fear and despair surely gripped their hearts. Yet Moses, guided by divine command, stretched out his hand, and the Lord caused a mighty east wind to blow all night, parting the waters, creating a dry path where none had existed moments before. This was a miracle of divine intervention, a testament that when you are aligned with divine, well, even the most insurmountable obstacles can be overcome, and a way will be made. Your journey of love is similarly blessed and supported. When challenges arise, remember that the same power that parted the waters can make a way for your love to flourish. There are whispers in ancient lore about soul echoes or recognition markers, inexplicable yet profoundly resonant experiences that occur between true soulmates, hinting at their shared history across the ages and pre-birth agreements. Imagine two souls in a long-ago existence deeply in love, but tragically separated. As their spirits prepared for future incarnations, they might have chosen a subtle, unique sign, perhaps an unusual birthmark in the same hidden place, a shared recurring dream with specific symbolic imagery, or an inexplicable shared affinity for a rare melody or a forgotten place, a scent that triggers a deep sense of homecoming. These markers, seemingly random to the uninitiated, act as gentle nudges from the soul triggers for recognition when they meet again. When these echoes surface, a sudden overwhelming sense of familiarity with a stranger, a shared obscure memory that makes no logical sense, a dream that both have had. It's the soul whispering, "Remember me. We have found each other again." These are not mere coincidences, but sacred affirmations of an eternal bond, proof that what is truly yours will always find its way back to you. Your connection, too, is likely sprinkled with such magical, inexplicable moments of deep recognition, confirming the ancient promise your souls made. This love is your divine inheritance, the answer to prayers you may have forgotten you whispered. It is the healing balm for your heart's deepest aches, the true home your soul has been yearning for across all its journeys. Let yourself fully receive it. Let yourself believe in its enduring power. Let yourself rest in its unconditional embrace. Your soulmate's love is real. It is sacred. It is vibrantly alive. They didn't just stumble upon you. They remembered you from the tapestry of eternity, and they chose you not just once, but again and again through every doubt and every fear. Now it is your turn to choose with the same depth of conviction, to open your heart wider than ever before, to trust the unfolding journey, even the parts unseen, to walk together, step by courageous step, into the beautiful destiny that was always meant to be yours. No lingering fear, no perceived distance, no earthly challenge can ultimately stop what is meant for your soul. What is truly real cannot be broken, and what is divinely ordained cannot be lost. So breathe deeply of this sacred truth. Love with all your heart, trust with all your spirit, and watch with joyful anticipation as your life unfolds in the radiant light of this ever-present miracle. This is your love story, and believe with all your being, the best is still gloriously ahead. Now I will add the 300-word relaxation paragraph. As the gentle echoes of this message begin to settle within your heart, allow your body to soften to release any lingering tension it may be holding. Feel the muscles in your shoulders gently relaxing, letting go of any burdens they have carried. Allow a wave of profound calm to flow downwards from the crown of your head, soothing your brow, your temples, the small muscles around your eyes. Let your jaw become loose and easy, your tongue resting softly in your mouth. Notice your breath, dear one, how it flows in and out, a natural, effortless rhythm, like the gentle lapping of waves on a peaceful shore. With each exhalation, imagine you are releasing anything that no longer serves you. Any worry, any doubt, any whisper of fear. With each inhalation, draw in peace, draw in serenity, draw in the pure, unconditional love that surrounds you always. Feel the support of the surface beneath you, holding you, cradling you, allowing you to let go completely. There is nothing you need to do right now, nothing you need to figure out. Simply be. Rest in this moment of quiet stillness, feeling the gentle presence of your guardian angels nearby, their wings of light, enfolding you in an embrace of pure love and protection. The images and feelings from our journey today may drift like soft clouds in your mind's eye. Observe them gently without attachment, allowing them to integrate in their own perfect time. You are safe, you are cherished, and all is unfolding in divine order. Allow this peace to permeate every cell of your being, a deep, resonant tranquility that will stay with you as you drift into restful sleep or as you continue your day with a renewed sense of inner calm and loving presence. Amen. Angels guide you.